So your uncle slipped between the boat and the dock and was crushed. And so his last words to Peter and Lucy were, "Protect the jewels at all costs."
Oh my gosh.
Not, "I love you."
Not like you made me so proud.
Not, "I'm sorry that you had to see me die in this tragic boat accident." They were there.
Gruesome way.
And his last words are, "Protect the jewels at all costs."
Protect my material possessions, children.
These jewels that aren't rightfully mine.
I'm being crushed. I can't feel my legs.
Beware and warning and welcome everybody to Choose Your Own Book Club. This is a podcast all about the Choose Your Own Adventure books. So my name is Peter. I'm a librarian.
My name's Abby. I'm also a librarian. Wait.
What?
I feel like we should do that in unison. 1, 2, 3. My name's Abby. I'm also a librarian.
Perfect. Perfect unison.
Terrible.
Because we have a special guest today, we have another Abby in the room because we wanted to bring in an expert.
On Nabooti.
And Nabooti, yes.
No, we
want
to...
world-renowned expert.
We just wanted to bring in somebody because the Montgomery books can get a little... What's a polite word for bad?
Bad.
They can get a little not goody.
Not goody.
So we just wanted to bring in another friend. So I brought in the other Abby in my life, friend Abby and wife Abby.
Mm-hmm. And somehow I'm Abby number 2.
Well, I explained in the last podcast that it's only fair that I call you Abby number 2 because I met you second. So it's only fair.
This is true.
It's not a Highlander thing. It's just we get... It's an abundance thing.
Hey! We're punchy today. I like it.
Oh, no.
So this is book number 10 we're up to?
Sure. I don't know.
We're up to number 10. Well, they're numbered differently in the re-releases because reasons.
It says 4, but it feels like 40.
Been doing this for so long. So this is book number 10. Lost Jewels of Nabooti. It was re-released as just The Lost Jewels because Nabooti is a silly word. And it was written by R. Montgomery. This is his third book that he wrote in the series. Mm-hmm. So yeah, do you want to get to general impressions? What do you think of this book?
Skip. Pass. I pass.
All right, so...
I was brought in to have thoughts.
Yes.
I have lots of thoughts.
Okay.
I have all the thoughts.
Well, how about just general thoughts, though?
One word, go. Ugh. Okay, that was the word.
Well, then, how about let's just get into Choose Your Own Summary.
Fun.
That didn't sound like it was fun, though, Abby.
I feel very resigned to the Choose Your Own Summary at this point.
Do you not want to do the summary?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Well, so you are going to summarize this book in 60 seconds or less.
Okay.
But you get to choose how you want to summarize it. So I'm going to give you 2 options. Mm-hmm. So option number 1.
What else were you timing for 2 hours?
It's 2 minutes.
Okay. I thought it was 2 hours. I was like, what are you doing? Okay.
I plank for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Every day.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. This is true.
Okay. I was like, with those arms?
With my strong library arms.
He planks so he can hold up these books.
I'm holding up the weight of this podcast, Abby.
With the editing, yes. It's very, very difficult.
So, you are going to summarize this book in 6 seconds or less, but
Sure.
you get to choose how you want to summarize it. So option 1 is you're going to trade off every other word with other Abby.
Yeah.
Abby number 2.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
For 6 seconds and try to get as far as you can.
Oh, boy. Okay, I like that one already.
So option 2 is you have to summarize it backwards.
That's a terrible option.
Oh, well, I'm sorry I came up with it, Abby.
Okay. You have a bad idea.
It was clearly my idea.
It was your idea, and it was a bad one. So we
choose
one.
Very nice.
Yay!
Okay, so do you need to prep?
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
I think we should just go in dry. No
Wait.
prep.
I think so too. I mean,
Okay.
it's gonna be awful,
Yeah.
but it'll be fun.
But that's what's good about
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Okay,
Do
so
you want to start or do you want me to start?
You start.
Okay.
okay,
You're
so
everyone.
Okay.
all right, so 6 seconds starts now.
You,
Are
a,
Come on.
kid
Okay.
who,
is
going
to
Boston,
to
meet
your
cousins,
named
Peter,
and
something else.
Let's do it.
Sorry. No, I used it as one word.
Lucy.
Lucy.
Yep. Wait, whose turn is it? I don't remember.
30 seconds.
Because
You
need
to
find
the
lost
jewels
of
Nabooti.
because
You
no
how
the
thing they
5 seconds.
got
lost.
Perfect. Wow.
oh
That
actually
so
is a really good
succinct.
setup.
That is, yeah.
I mean, I think we should just.
I think we finished a sentence.
I think we finished the podcast.
I was just gonna say. I think we don't need to keep recording. I think that was
That's
so
it.
succinct.
They know the entire plot already.
Right.
It's obvious.
I guess let's just start from the beginning because this one has just such a odd setup. It's like 4 pages of setup, which is new, I feel, for the books.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one had about 4 or 5 pages of setup too, but that was more of a mystery, so I think it kind of had to be set up more like that.
True.
The other books that we've read so far is just a page of setup, and then you go right into it.
Right.
So this was 4 pages, more or less. So it starts off like this. Halfway through your summer vacation, you get an urgent telegram for your cousins, Peter and Lucy. So right off the bat,
You are a kid
yes, you are a kid,
because you're on summer vacation.
but also you're getting a telegram.
Because everyone does that. Everyone whose cousin is like trying to get in touch with them is like,
Yeah.
ooh, I got a telegram. That's how my cousins communicate with me.
But I just imagine your cousins just going like...
Through Morse code.
So the telegram goes like this. Need your help finding the jewels in the booty. Stop. Fly to Boston at once. Stop. Bring passport. Danger. Be careful. Peter and Lucy. So that's how the jewels of Nabooti are introduced, like right off the bat. It's just
Yeah,
no introduction, really.
exactly. But you apparently know about them because it's like, oh, you remember the jewels? Yeah, who could forget them?
Well, I haven't read one of these Choose Your Own Adventures in a while, and I had to read these first 4 pages 10 times because they were so confusing. Because after this telegram, it launches into this like a little bit of a history of the jewels, and at one point you actually say you don't know why you got called.
Well, yeah. Let's keep going.
Exactly.
So yeah, after reading the telegram several times, you're still puzzled because you're Abby.
Well, and you're a child as well. You're like, why are they calling me?
Right.
I'm like 12. How am I supposed to help? Like, fly to Boston by myself? Don't I need parents with me?
And then this next sentence is just a really good summary of R.A. Montgomery's writing style. So the next sentence is, you remember the jewels. Who could forget them? This is great writing, Mr.
I
Montgomery.
like to think of it very wistful, like, who could forget them?
And then there's like the flashback sound, like...
Oh.
So yeah, there's 2 diamonds, there's 2 rubies, and...
Okay, stop right there.
Sure.
Look at the cover of our book.
Uh-huh.
There are no
How many
rubies.
jewels are on the cover of that book?
There's 5.
And you just said...
4.
After that,
That is
I was
true.
like, all credibility lost.
Well, mine doesn't have any rubies on my cover.
Yeah,
There's
you,
like
Yeah,
a
you said
got
random
sapphires.
There's an emerald.
Yep.
So yeah, just to clarify, we're both reading the re-releases. Mine is an earlier re-release from 2005, and then I think yours is more modern.
Yeah.
Yours
Neither
is
of us are reading
from
the original.
2006.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Completely different cover art.
Yes.
It says my
Wildly
text
different.
has been revised too, but not enough to take out some very offensive language.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the things that they replace, like they add things like laptops and internet. Some of the things that they decide to not take out are interesting. So anyway, there's 4 jewels.
Or 5, depending on
Depending.
your cover.
There is a quantity of jewels.
It doesn't matter.
So anyway, the jewels. Peter's father had bought them from a trader in Morocco many years ago. So yeah, as soon as he gets these jewels, he tries to give them back, or he just wants more information about them.
Right.
The
He's a savvy purchaser.
the stall's closed, and then the person who sold them, Peter's father, the jewels,
Abdul Said, yeah.
yeah, he disappears right away. Peter's father gets a letter that says that you should give these jewels back. So Peter and Lucy tell you the jewels have been stolen from a museum show in Paris.
And this is my favorite line. What can you do to help your cousins to find them? That's a great question.
That is.
What am I supposed to do about this? I didn't know these things existed and why I'm being called up. And then we get to the next part where you leave your house in New Orleans and fly to Boston after you just admitted you have no clue what you're doing.
Right. Like, first, why are they asking for your help? Second, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And third, you're like, all right, I'm going to pack my stuff and get out of my house. You didn't even ask permission from your parents.
Right.
Apparently. You just busted out of the place. You're like, I'm on my way.
This part is even more interesting because then you meet Peter and Lucy at the airport in Boston. And Peter says, we don't have much time. If you agree to help, take the plane to Paris tomorrow, and then from Paris you'll fly to Morocco. So why am I going to Boston to get on another plane?
Well, you had to meet them there to know that you had to go to Paris and then Morocco.
But clearly I can telegraph them. Like, can't I just telegram them?
Why didn't you telegram them and say, what do you want me to do about it? And then they could have telegrammed back and say, fly to Paris, dum-dum.
Right, so why do you have to go to Boston? Like, I would go to, like, Atlanta
Because you're
or
down by New
Chicago.
Orleans.
Well, because you find out on the next thing that their lives are in danger.
Do you?
Yes.
This is where I got really confused. It's
Exactly.
Page 4. Because page 4, it says, but Peter, you complain, I don't understand what this is all about. He said, you will when you read this letter. Spoiler alert, you do not.
No, it doesn't make any more
So
sense.
the letter says, the jewels of Nabooti are 4 keys to the hidden wisdom and wealth of a secret African tribe. Those who have the jewels either enjoy health and fame or they suffer agony beyond belief. The current owners of the jewels must guard against their being lost or stolen. They must wait to hand them over to the appointed messengers of Nabooti. Loss of the jewels could mean death.
So, are you always, like, I guess I don't understand the magic systems. Like, if you have the jewels, do you always get good luck? Or is it just like, upon getting them right away, do you just get good luck? Because Peter's father had the jewels, and he died.
If you're nice to the jewels and you take good care of them, then they're nice to you. But if you're mean to the jewels and you like call them sassy names and stuff, then they're naughty.
And this is true. That I think
Like, it seems
somebody
like
explained that later. Actually,
I didn't get to that part,
there
but I'm guessing.
Yeah, there was something like that.
Well, that guy sold them, and maybe they liked that guy, and then they were like, how could you? And so that's why Abdul Said was dead then from selling them. I don't know. I'm guessing. This is conjecture.
So anyway, that's basically the setup. You can choose to go on the plane right away to Paris, and then from there there's a whole bunch of options. Or you can choose to, if you need more time, you can choose not to go on the plane. If you choose not to go on the plane, there's more backstory to Peter's father.
Oh, is that what you chose to do?
Yeah, so I chose to not go on the plane. I was
that's
like,
what I
I need
figured.
more time.
I
okay?
figured. Okay, that's what I thought.
Well, anyway, I wanted to get to my point really quick about if you don't go on the plane, you find out more about Peter's father. So yeah, you can choose not to go on the plane, and Peter looks at you and shrugs his shoulders. He says, I don't blame you. Let's go back to our house. You hang out at Peter's house for a little bit. So yeah, Peter explains a little bit more about the jewels. So 3 times in recent years, messages have come demanding the return to the Nabooti tribe. our father refused to be frightened into returning the jewels. Which...
Give them back.
Exactly. So that's another reason I kind of wanted...
Colonizer?
Yes, well,
Yeah.
that's another reason I kind of wanted Abby too on this podcast is because you're a librarian as well.
Yes.
You're also an Abby.
Yes.
But...
In that order.
in order of importance. But also your library is
Yeah.
currently working to...
So my library is complying with a federal law called the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act because in the 1960s we were willed about 12,400 Native American items and they are not ours. And the NAGPRA is the acronym for the big law, is a law that helps govern the return of cultural and funerary items back to their originating tribes. And we've actually already repatriated an item to a tribe in California. We're working on repatriations on a couple other items because these are not items that should be in our possession. And the library board has been working hard on consulting with tribes and getting things back. So that is why I have all the thoughts on this book.
That's really
right.
awesome. Though.
So
It's exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
I've met, people from California and these tribes, and they're working really hard to bring all of their cultural items back and funerary items back, especially, what would happen is the guy who willed these items is what's known as a, quote, Indian relic hunter, end quote. And they would buy and trade these things in the early 1900s because, cool, it's a mound, let's dig it up. Look at the pretty things, let's sell it. And that is not great.
That's grave robbing.
That is literally grave robbing. But see, to be grave robbing, you have to understand that those people are human.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of that. He said colonizer. I was like, yup, that screams in this book too,
Yeah.
where it's this othering of these jewels and this tribe. And
well, from this, it's very clear that the tribe is trying to get the jewels back. It's not just some random people, some random bad guys trying to get the jewels back from Peter's father. It's actual representatives of the tribe.
Yeah.
And so, but somehow
they belong to.
yes, but somehow you're the good guy in trying to get these jewels back.
to the museum.
Yes.
Theoretically, that's what you're hired sort of to do, question mark.
I suppose. But anyway, so Peter explains the story a little bit about how the father refused to give the jewels back. So it wasn't just that they were worth a small fortune. Dad believed in the legends about the jewels. He knew the jewels had strange and magical powers. Doesn't explain what they are, but he just knows. So Peter says, of course, then he was killed in that tragic accident.
Huh.
So you remember the details of that awful event. Your uncle was stepping onto a sailboat from a dock on a perfectly calm day when the boat suddenly moved.
Whoops.
Your uncle slipped between the boat and the dock and was crushed. How big is this sailboat? I think it'd have to be a yacht in order to do that.
I love how it just the way that they explain it, it moved out and then right at the perfect moment, just on a clear sea, just crunch.
But if he had the jewels, then shouldn't he be protected from this?
No, fam.
Because again, if the jewels are magical,
The jewels want to go home.
yes, I understand that, Abby.
That's why they killed him.
So is that what you're saying, that the
Yes.
jewels killed him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The jewels are
If you treat the jewels well,
Yeah.
then
I don't think
they
that's
will treat you well.
The jewels are just always trying to get home, maybe. Like Jumanji. Cut that out. Cut that out completely. Terrible. Jumanji.
So your uncle slipped between the boat and the dock and was crushed. And so his last words to Peter and Lucy were, protect the jewels at all costs.
Oh my God.
Not, I love you.
Not like, you made me so proud.
Not, I'm sorry that you had to see me die in this tragic boat accident. They were there.
Gruesome way.
And his last words are, protect the jewels at all costs.
Protect my material possessions, children.
These jewels that aren't rightfully mine.
I'm being crushed. I can't feel my legs. I'm really rich. Guts everywhere.
Because I think it'd be different, like, if he just, like, stumbled upon the jewels and, like, didn't really know anything about them, and then all of a sudden there was, like, this magic and misfortune. I think that's a little bit more understandable. But he clearly knows a little bit about their origin.
And
Because the tribe, like, tried to
get them back.
Yeah, tried to get him back.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows what's up.
Yep.
So anyway, so that's the setup. You can either go and try to hunt down the jewels right away, or you can resist the call to action, like I so often do.
I did not.
Oh, I did not either.
Okay.
I went
So how
right
about
in.
How are you friends with me and married to her?
because it all balances out.
Wouldn't it be so funny if me and Abby's first run through was like identical and you're like cowering in the corner?
I was just eating crackers somewhere, just like
Peter's like, they'll take care of it.
I don't know.
That's why you have two Abbies, because you've got one to go, and then when she gets eaten by a crocodile, you've got a spare to send in.
You can't get eaten by a crocodile.
You
I know, you can. Yep.
You can.
True ending.
So I take the plane to Paris, right? And then sitting next to me on the plane is this guy who has like no fingernails.
Yes.
That's kind of weird to me, right? And he's like scribbling on a piece of paper and there's like jewels all over it. And he's like, we should be friends. Come in my taxi. And I was like, no, thank you. I'm not going to go in your taxi. So then instead, I get off the plane. I shuffle into the crowd. There's this tall lady and then a little person is with her.
Yes,
and
but it's not
they
explained.
use
Yes.
the word midget, and that is so offensive and not
Right.
okay.
So they change internet, they change laptop, but they don't change those words.
Nope,
Mhm.
they sure don't. So they don't explain a whole lot about how they know who I am, but they offer me a slice of ivory and a jet to go to Morocco. And I'm like, no thanks. I'm not getting in your car with you or your jet with you, whatever. She whistles a dog whistle. The French police come and grab me. They question me forever. I'm like, how do they hear the dog whistle? It's so high no one else can hear it, but the police can hear it. Well, I'm just saying. Anyway, they run over, they grab me. They question me about the jewels. I did this talk to text and it says jewels of the booty. Anyway, they decide to let me go. And then I can either take an officer with me to Morocco or not. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So I go alone. And then it says on the next thing that I go to that I have friends named Anton and Ramsey and like Beach Muswell. And I've never heard of these people
Yes.
ever. But
Well, we can
it's
get
like
into that a
on
little
the
bit later.
page. I'm like, I don't know who they are. But anyway, I'm here. I'm at this creepy house. I ring a doorbell. The door swings open, and I'm like, I'm not going inside to a weird house where no one's there, and the door mysteriously opens. So I ring the doorbell again. Some guy comes down. It's my cousin Peter. I'm like, huh? Okay. So he leads me inside, opens this secret door. We go upstairs. I'm in a room which is full of 17 people. It describes the colors of the people and includes yellow as one of the colors.
I did see that too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that. In the middle of the room is a box. Jewels of Nabooti are inside of it. And one of the other people is my cousin Lucy. And then there's a tall African man. And he says, I've passed the test and I'm courageous and dedicated. And now I'm a member of the International Tribe of Nabooti. And I'm part of an organization fighting for world peace. The end.
Well, there's a couple things.
Wait,
there.
that was your one run through?
That was my first
Wow.
one. Yeah, I know. This is what you get.
Mine went spectacularly worse than that.
But before we get into Abby, your run through, let's just talk a little bit more about, I guess, just the randomness and abruptness. My new joke is, what does R.A. Montgomery stand for? It stands for random and abrupt.
Yeah.
Because,
Who's Beach Muswell?
well, that was my example for how random this book gets. Because there's one option where you're with Peter and Lucy, and they're like, we don't know what to do. We're really scared about dying, about being attacked. And then, so you say, I know, I'm going to contact my friend Beach Muswell.
That's not a name.
Your cousins say, it's too big for us. You hesitate to turn your cousins who sound desperate. Wait a minute. Maybe I can get Beach Muswell to help. Beach is an adventurer, a private detective, and a good person to have around an emergency.
So I'm a kid.
Doesn't set up how you know this person.
Yep.
So there's two different options. You can get in touch with Muswell. And so if you get in touch with Muswell and he agrees to go, you turn to page 24. If Muswell is nowhere to be found, you turn to page 28. If you turn to page 24, you find out that the bad guys have captured Muswell. You basically have to stop looking for the jewels. Otherwise, they will they'll murder Beachwell.
Not Beach.
The other option is if Muswell is nowhere to be found, you turn to page 28. And so, you turn to page 28, and yep, he's nowhere to be found. It just spits you out into another branch.
Yep.
So this is just a completely random thing that he threw in there.
So you never see Beach Muswell.
Right.
Was just hilarious. I was like, I want to meet this guy. I was told there's an adventure, a true adventurer. Remember, I don't know what I'm doing. I was called up out of the blue to do this thing, and I was like, now an adventurer is going to help me. So I kept trying to get to him, and he's never available.
But he's like an adult man who's friends with me, a child. Oh, God.
But again, that's just the randomness of R.A. Montgomery, where it's just this thing that doesn't pay off at all, and this character that doesn't play into any other part of the story. It's just this one specific arc, and that could just be completely written out.
I like to think he just had a good name in mind, and he's like, I'm just going to throw it in and just see how it goes.
You know what it reminded me of? The movie Up.
Ooh.
With the adventure awaits Charles Munson.
Right.
That's exactly what I had pictured in my head. But he turns evil at the end, and so that's why I was like, maybe that's why we couldn't meet Beach Muswell, is because he's off somewhere training dogs with voices to be mean and eat birds.
Probably.
So anyway, that's
Not Kevin.
an example of how random it is, but it was also just abrupt, because very abrupt endings. And in your run, I think in my run too, you really do nothing to get the jewels. Like the jewels were just, in your example, the jewels were just waiting for you on a table. You really didn't do anything.
One time I tried to climb a mountain for them, and then I was hit by lightning, or I fell in a crevasse.
These books always have very abrupt endings, but especially in this book, because it's R.A. Montgomery, they get really abrupt really fast.
He does like
abrupt and boring.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definitely endings where it wasn't an ending. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like, and then you found the tribe and you were part of them and you lived happily ever after. It's like, oh, okay, but what about the jewels? That's the title of the whole book. I had several endings where it was not even just the end of the story. It was just like he got tired of writing and then just put the end.
Right, because a lot of those abrupt endings are just like 3 sentences long. So if you really want to, you could flesh it out a little bit more and make it like 2 paragraphs.
No, there's 38 endings. So that's like a lot of the ends to have to write. And so, I mean, you got to just kind of...
Out of 130 pages.
Yeah,
So.
you got to be a little bit short with some of them.
So I'll give you my run through.
Yes.
Because I had an abrupt ending that I was angry about because it happened in like 4 pages.
Nice.
So I started out just like you. And I was like, I haven't read a book like this in ages, so I'm just going to go all in.
Perfect.
So they're like, if you want to go on a plane, sure. I popped onto the plane. I was like, yes, I'm going to get on this plane. And then it was like, do you want to have a creepy cab ride with this random person that was sitting next to you with no fingernails on the plane? And I was like, absolutely. So I got in the cab ride with a creepy guy. And the ride is fast, and it's dangerous, and your driver doesn't seem to think there are any rules to the road. And I was like, yes, this is how adventure happens. You have to almost die on every single page. And so then I got brought to like a restaurant, and I'm told with this creepy guy that I'm with, that we're going to be waiting for somebody. So I have to choose if I take a seat on the left near the door or if I sit with your back to the wall. And I was like, I'm a savvy adventurer. I'm going to sit with my back to the wall because that is how things are done.
Smart.
So I sat with my back to the wall, and I watch Molatawa enters.
Yes. So Malatawa is part of the Nabooti tribe.
Yes, he is a handsome man of about 25 years of age with tribal scars on his cheeks, 2 rows of 3 lines each. Fun fact, he is described differently in a different strand. So Molatawa enters, and he says, thanks for meeting me, and he kind of gives me 2 choices. Do I want to meet Molatawa's father, the king, or do I want to go to Senegal? And I was like, well, again, adventure awaits. I'm going to go meet the king. I don't know how many times you guys get a chance to meet the king. So cool. I was like, awesome. So I'm going to meet the king. This is the greatest start to everything.
No, don't.
And it says, unfortunately, you never get to meet with Molatawa's father. While waiting for the metro subway to take you across Paris to the king, 2 men posing as straight musicians put you off the platform. You fall onto the 3rd rail, electrocuted. It's all over for you. Too bad. The end. And I was like, this is my reward for just going all in and just being like, I'm going to take the most reckless decisions, is by page 34, I'm electrocuted and I didn't even get to meet a king.
But I don't even think that's necessarily like a reckless decision. That makes the most sense because I think you're trying to do the right thing and, give the jewels back, or at least know more about the jewels.
Right. I mean, if I get to talk to the king,
right.
He's either going to be able to tell me more, or I'm going to be able to say, again, hey, I would like to get the jewels back.
Great.
In a sense,
how can I help you?
How can I help you? Yeah.
In a sense, though, you're basically asking to speak to Molatawa's supervisor, though.
He offered.
That is true. Yes.
He offered. So yeah, that was my entire first run through. And so speaking of really bad endings, I was like, that's my reward for just yeah, I'm going to do this. So anyway, not happy with my first run through.
No, I get that.
And it was very funny because, like I said, Molatawa was described separately. So when I got a chance to sit with facing the door or away from the door, when you sit facing the door, he's described as a tall black man wearing a red, green, and black African shirt enters the room. He looks like an athlete, and he quickly takes a seat at a round table. It's Molatawa. That is not at all how you described him.
Yeah, no.
Literally the page before.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot of times like that where everything changes. Like, there's one time where if you go to Senegal, you are trying to do some research and find out more about this Nabooti tribe, trying to find them. And you find this club Nabooti, and you can either take a tour guide and travel there, or you can rent a car because you're a child and drive there yourself because you're 12, of course. 12-year-olds do that. If you take the tour guide, then you get there and it's a little different. But if you travel there by yourself, they're like, hey, buddy, you're part of our peace group now. But if you take the tour guide there, you get there and it's all these rich people, and then a man invites you into his office and you mention the jewels of Nabooti to him, and he laughs, slaps you on the back and says, sure, we had them, but we sold them to pay for the new addition to the club. You don't think that's very funny. The end. It's just so it's the same club, but it has a different ending both times.
I like how this club, though, has a new addition. It's a library or some sort of just municipal building.
We sold it to make the billiards room. We sold those jewels.
But again, also that doesn't make any sense because weren't these just in a museum until you got a telegram?
Yes.
They weren't?
Yeah. Right. So, it makes no sense.
No sense.
Museum pieces are notoriously hard to sell.
Yes.
That's why stolen paintings are usually just in someone's attic because you can't fence them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so let's go back to one of my my choices. I got to try to meet Molatawa's father, which of course was not exciting, and then I died and I was electrocuted. Or it said to go to Senegal, and I thought, very interesting. This is a real country, and Nabooti is not real. So I found it very fascinating that everything else, there's times when you can travel to the country of Chad if you want to. Mm-hmm. They talk about being able to, they know that the tribe of Nabooti is migrating across the Sahara, stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, so R.A. Montgomery clearly missed a trick here. Because, and this is part of why I got really angry at this book, part of time, yes.
One part.
Was He is bringing in this fictional tribe into a very real world when he could have just talked about the Songhai Empire or the Mali Empire. These were massive empires that were known for their wealth. Everyone's probably heard of Mansa Musa of the Mali Empire. And then the Songhai Empire was known for bringing peace in the 15th and 16th century. And so he totally hijacks an actual history of a real cultural people, slaps a stupid name on it.
What? You find Nabooti to be stupid?
Fun fact, if you Google Nabooti, the only thing that comes up is this book.
Yeah.
and then places it in a real place. Senegal was part of the Songhai Empire.
Mm-hmm.
It just made me really angry because we're talking about, colonization clearly, stealing items, keeping them in museums, and cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
And he's doing that when we could have actually learned something about real history.
Yeah. That's why, when you look at these books, this happened with the Deadwood City one, too, where we were like, you could have actually put it in real Deadwood and actually used the real tribes instead of just, making up fake stuff. But no. Okay. Maybe they're trying to be respectful by doing that, but it actually is not. It's, the opposite.
Right.
So,
very opposite. And, you could learn something real then, too, Anyway, that was a thing that I got very angry at, and then I had to put it down for a minute.
I like how we're getting a free concert.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
I wonder if this is going to pick up.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if this is picking up, but we are in a recording studio at Abby's library.
We're Abby One's library.
Thank you. We have to differentiate. And so the booth right next door is beautifully, with their siren song, is luring us into the other booth.
Well, I hope that we're not picking up on her beautiful siren song. Giggling. You know what? One of my favorite lines that I sent a picture of to Peter was, you could spend your life in the library, but you want action. And I don't remember which path I was on, but
I do remember that line,
that was
though.
a good line.
Yeah.
That's just me in general. I could spend my life in the library, but I want action. Baby. They should have written baby after it.
wonder...
What is your stuff, Peter? Tell me about you.
What is my stuff?
What's your deal?
Oh, I was going to say, I wonder what
What's
Ari
your deal?
Montgomery's, Lexile level is.
On the book or in general in his brain?
Well, maybe both, because, his sentence structure is usually they usually just end very abruptly. There's very little detail, except for when he fixates on things. So yeah, I think just his sentence structure and just the way he writes is just so poor compared to Packard. Packard usually can describe what's happening a little bit better. Instead of doing my run through, I wrote down a couple things of hallmarks.
Unhinged moments? Is
No.
that what we should call it?
I wrote down hallmarks of Ari Montgomery. So
fun.
if this happens, you might be an Ari Montgomery book.
Oh, no. Nope. Take that back. I never want to hear you say that again.
Nope.
Divorce.
So if you have random tonal shifts, you're in an Ari Montgomery book.
Okay. Okay, I'll...
Because, I don't have to phrase it like that, but
okay. You can phrase
this
it
book
like
has so many random tonal shifts because it's trying to be serious, trying to be kind of like a modern Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones was 81. This book's 82. So I feel he's trying to make it kind of more just like that, yes. But trying to make it serious, but then every once in a while it will tonally shift and there'll be you'll be given a dog that explodes, and that's how you die. Did you not get that part?
No! He killed a dog?
A dog?
No, he didn't kill a dog.
It was a fake dog?
So there was, let's see, I wrote down, you're randomly deciding what to do. So as you sit in the warm sunshine deciding about if you're going to Morocco or not, a girl comes up to you with an odd-looking dog. She runs up to you, laughing happily, and hands you the leash. She runs away. When you look down, you realize that dog is a mechanical dog, not a real one. Without warning, explodes into 1,000 brilliant shards of metal. The explosion finishes you off. Ugh, What a horrible way to go. So again, I think he's trying to be funny, kind of like
before it explodes, you look at the camera and you're like,
yeah. You hold up a tiny sign that says "Yikes." So I think he was trying to be like Terman in Balloon to the Sahara, but at least that book was bonkers the whole way through.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to this one where it's semi-serious, like semi-magical, and then there's this crazy ending. So, because I like it when they get crazy, but I would prefer like pick a lane.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go wild, stay wild. Stay wild.
Well, you have that tattoo that says that.
Yeah, it says it all over
Your
my
face.
entire face. It says on my forehead it says stay, and then on each cheek WILD. So
It looks like a big mustache too.
yeah, and that the mustache says Moonchild.
Yep.
So,
Definitely. And if you shave your eyebrows, there's like lightning bolts on
Yeah.
them.
very Post Malone. I'm hip. I'm with it.
You were pretty Malone.
If you haven't been in a library recently, you should really go.
We're cool.
So yeah, just random tonal shifts is kind of, I feel like, hallmark of Montgomery. Because I noticed that a little bit in Journey Under the Sea and Space and Beyond, but this one he seems to really amp it up. Random characters that only show up in one branch, another hallmark. Again, because we talked about Beach.
We didn't even get to see. I mean, he didn't even show up, technically. He was mentioned.
Abrupt endings is another hallmark. Because again, this book will just randomly end, like with you and the, what was it?
The king.
Oh yeah, you go to meet the king, and then all of a sudden you just get thrown onto a train.
As one does. One goes to meet a king.
I wonder if the king was bumping you off or someone else was.
No, because in another one, I met the king.
Ooh, okay.
Or, I mean, that is assuming there is logic between any of the branches.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You can't make that assumption. Foolish.
And then just this last thing I noticed about Montgomery's style is that there's just these larger concepts that don't tie well together. Because I noticed this, especially in Space and Beyond, where you just can kind of just turn to random pages and you can be like, how the heck would you get here?
Oh, yeah.
And with Packard, sometimes that happens too, but most of the time, like I'll read it a couple times through, and then just to kind of get a sense of the book, I'll open up to random pages. And most of the time, I can kind of figure out how to get there, more or less. With Space and Beyond, and especially with this one, like even reading through a bunch of different branches, I still have no idea how to get to certain pages.
Like this one.
Well,
that I just found when I was flipping through.
So, so this one, I did get to this branch. I'm not 100% sure how I did, but you're going around. The address turns out to be the Museum of Fine Arts. A large sign out front announced the exhibit of the fabled Jewels of Nabooti, a recent loan to the museum by an anonymous group. So in this branch, the jewels have been returned. Most of the time, the jewels are just given to you, or they're just taken away from you because kind of randomly. You don't really have a whole lot of agency in what happens to them.
Once they manifested in my pocket.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, Harry
That
Potter.
happened to me too.
Jeez.
So yeah, these jewels just randomly are in a museum. You notice 4 or 5 children outside the museum wearing Nabooti t-shirts. They are listening to a CD player and doing a strange dance. The music blares, "Do the Nabooti," a new hit dance tune.
The end.
So what
Why?
does that even mean? Did the museum like produce this song?
Maybe.
And give swag? As museums often do, they have swag.
I mean, sometimes they do
for-
that for like a big exhibit, but was it a local musician or did they rope in somebody like Hanson on a mbop track?
Because I can't think of another song.
No, this is definitely a rap song. Nabooti.
Well, I can't think of another like instance in real life where that would happen. Like I know Steve Martin did like the King Tut song because like there was that big King Tut exhibit in the 70s. But that was like a parody song on a comedy show.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, it's either Weird Al or nothing on something like this.
Or Celine Dion.
So again, just abrupt and random.
My heart will go on.
You've got
I
those
gotcha.
long O's.
Do you want to get to some of your favorite deaths?
Sure. Do you want to talk about any other stuff?
I don't know.
There's
We're
just
kinda,
so much to talk about in this one.
There's so much to talk about, and then there's like not a whole lot to talk about either.
The art is terrible. I miss
Well,
Paul Granger.
Yes, that's the one thing that they also change up in the re-releases is they don't use the original art.
I can't imagine how much more offensive these pictures would have been with Paul Granger, though.
Well, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Because at least they're trying to have better representation.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get to favorite deaths. Did you have a favorite death?
My favorite death is when I died trying to escape in a helicopter. I was in a helicopter and I was flying a helicopter because I'm 12 and I fly helicopters. And I was, the kidnappers were coming after me. And I had a choice of either getting out of the helicopter and giving myself up or like taking off in the helicopter and trying to get away from them. And so I flew away because, of course, I was like, remember, I'm in this for the adventure, people. So I flew away as fast as I could and they riddled the helicopter with bullets. And I put my foot down to the gas and I tried to get away and I died.
Yeah, because you're a kid. You don't know how to fly a helicopter?
Apparently I do.
Oh, my.
Yes. That was very random because also if you get out and go with the kidnappers connected me with the tribe of Nabooti, and I just, like, the end was something like I became a peace officer in the tribe of Nabooti and I lived with them.
Oh, no.
And that was
Huh.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
That's so
That was a weird trend. That was a really weird strand.
Uh-huh. Mine was when the lady offers me the ivory and asks me to get on the jet. Initially, I did not do it, but in the best death, I did go on the jet.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the option, as these like people are kidnapping me, to there's a blind woman on the street. I have the option to show
You have the
her
option
this
to-
ivory. And,
Yes, which I like that element because
Yeah.
it felt more like a game.
Right. I
Yeah.
can like show her the ivory and she can like maybe it'll help her save like maybe she'll help me, maybe she'll save me.
Mm-hmm. Or you can hold on to the ivory.
Or
if
I
you
can
want to.
save the ivory to maybe use for later.
Mm-hmm.
If you show her the ivory, she calls some guys over and they tough up these kidnappers. And they bring you down this alley and you go into this space and this guy's like, give me the jewels. Ugh! And you're like, I don't have them. He's like, check your pockets. And so if you don't check your pockets and you try to run away, then you're like pretending to look in your pockets. You
I got this one too.
You sprint out of the room. You go into this beautiful courtyard with like lotus flowers and stuff. And a fat, greasy man is on the other side of the pool sharpening his scimitars. And then you're like, what the heck? The pool looks pretty good right now. So you take a running leap into the pool and you're like, ha ha ha, I've gotten away. So he's like, no, don't go in. But you jump in anyway. And then eyes start coming towards you. Crocodiles. More eyes converge on you as you thrash to escape the oncoming open jaws. Too late. The end.
So yeah, like the people that were like supposedly chasing you were just trying to like.
Don't jump into pools.
And then you find out that the person that was ended up chasing you, like if you choose to actually like check your pockets, you find out that the man is actually like the king in disguise.
Yep. That's when I finally got to meet the king.
Oh, okay, very nice.
Yes.
Oh,
And
I
then-
should have done that.
Yep. And then when you check your pockets, the jewels are in there because you are true and honest or something.
Or it's just abrupt. Like, well, I feel like Montgomery just isn't as strong of a writer as Packard in general, but also like he's just not as good at writing these choose your own adventure books in general either.
Is he not good or is he really great at sleight of hand? He's like, I'm just going to slip this one in there.
Because you could almost just rearrange the endings into any branch and they would still make just as much sense.
Very true.
Yes, very true. Well, and I kept feeling like he had some big bulletin board that just had like little ideas all over it. And he literally just would grab one and be like, okay, the next page is going to have this on it. And he just put it down. And I'm fairly certain he's never actually reread what he wrote, because anybody spending 5 seconds would realize that none of this makes sense. So it's very clear he wrote it and then submitted to his publisher, and the publisher didn't read it, and they said, that's good, and then they published it. And that's what we have.
Because I think at some point they were just like, let's just crank out as many of these as we can. Let's not worry about editing or seeing if they make sense. And I feel at least Packard is, trying every single time. And even when they're not working, he's at least trying something different.
Packard seems to understand that different can make sense, whereas this is just a grab bag.
Right.
Like, it's not like interesting in a sensical or even like in the same universe kind of way. Whereas Packard's stuff seemed to be a little bit more like, I'm making deliberate decisions.
Right. And normally I like those really like unhinged, wild West kind of ones. Like, whoop, let's just toss all this stuff in here. But this one I didn't, just not as exciting.
I kind of agree. I think also maybe because it was just so close to real life, or it was like a real life setting, that it just didn't capture me as much either. Like, because when it got crazy, it just felt off, as opposed to like when like the outer space one got crazy, or like when the Wild West one got crazy. It felt more fun, as opposed to this where it just felt more confusing.
What's your
favorite ending? Well, my favorite ending is the exploding dog.
Obviously.
But, so we didn't really talk. We talked a little bit about Molitawa. Molitawa is one of the very few characters that is kind of just from branch to branch, just kind of helps you out, or is just trying to get the jewels back. He is a representative of the Nabooti tribe. So there's one instance where you keep getting attacked by just different assailants, and Molitawa's like, I don't know if I can trust you. You just seems to be kind of like bad luck. And in order to gain his trust, you have to help this guy named Ramolt, Ramolt. And so if you choose to help him, Ramolt is the codename of a leader of the Nabooti Peace Group, because, again, Nabooti is working towards world peace, either through the jewels or through other means. He is hiding from the authorities, who fear him because he has the power to lead revolutions. A little ominous. But people follow him. That's just one sentence. People follow him.
So I just imagine him walking then, and everyone's just like on Piper.
But here's where it gets confusing. He is one of the jewels of Nabooti. The jewels are 4 famous people who lead the fight for world peace. The real jewels are valuable, but unimportant.
So the cover lied even more than it lied in the first place.
So,
no real jewels?
Again, I think that's another hallmark of R.A. Montgomery, where it's just like, instead of a twist...
A metaphor.
But are they? It's like...
Because there was real jewels in a museum at one point. You can't put people on a pedestal in a museum.
Where it's... I think this is another hallmark of Montgomery, where it's just like the branches don't necessarily collide, or they're not cohesive, and they're not like one branch is completely separate from another branch. There's no carryover or anything like that.
And they can negate each other in weird ways.
Yes, thank you.
And it's like...
Yep. Well, and there's completely separate logic. Like, Abby, you found the jewels. They're literally in a box. Somebody had found them, and then it was like a test.
Yeah.
I found the jewels when they just like showed up in my pocket because I had a true heart or something.
Which makes them clearly magical.
What makes them magical, but, Abby, your strand, that doesn't mean that they're magical. And then you found a metaphor.
Yeah, so Ramolt, he is one of the jewels in Nabooti. The jewels are 4 famous people. The real jewels are valuable but unimportant. And then it just ends with, you have made a brave choice. Good luck. And that's it. So you're just helping this revolutionary who's at least working for the good guys. But, what does that mean? So it just abruptly ends again. So again, RA stands for random and abrupt, in my opinion. Abby, thoughts?
So,
You're staring into the void.
I think we broke Abby.
that's why you always bring a second Abby.
It's true. I brought it as a spare. We're getting the listeners used to it. To just kind of like ease me in when your brain breaks after another R.A. Montgomery.
Oh.
Well, my final thought
Sure.
is a newbie and guest. Don't start with this book.
I was just going to say.
It is, having not read one of these in 25 years, it was hard and rough.
So which ones do you remember? Like I meant to ask that at the beginning, but what is your relationship to the books?
I don't remember any specific book. I remember these were some of the few books that, I could get my hands on and that were actually written for kids. I was never a huge fan of the medium because if you guys reread the book, you will notice that not only did I take the most reckless path, I took the laziest path. Because it goes from page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so I remember enjoying reading them enough, but not really engaging with them. And it was, looking back, it was probably because I really quickly progressed to things like, well, I'm wearing the t-shirt for Redwall. And Brian Jocks and R.A. Montgomery are not on the same planet together in terms of writing. And so this, it just kind of, it always, I need to get into a book. And when it's this really super random and abrupt, as you say, it just throws me off.
That's fair. Back to your point, though, of, do not start with this one.
No.
I would, definitely start with the Packard. It kind of kills me a little bit that the Packards are so hard to find and the Montgomerys are so easy to find because in a perfect world, you'd be able to find both. But if I had to choose between a Packard or a Montgomery, I would definitely choose a Packard. I think the worst Packard is better than the best Montgomery, at least so far.
So far, yes.
I know there's some good Montgomerys coming up, so I don't want to, dunk on him too much. But he hasn't found his footing yet. He doesn't understand the format yet, and he just hasn't really found his voice as a writer yet.
No, it seems like he approaches these with the air of someone who reads a Carlos Williams poem and goes, anyone could do that. I could do that. And then tries to do that. And they don't. They can't. You can't do that. Someone who reads Ernest Hemingway is like, I could do that. Anyone could write about a guy in a boat.
Oh, he just finds a fish or whatever.
I can find it. I do that all the time. I go fishing. I can write a boat about a guy fishing. That's easy. No. And that's how he has written his first books.
Well,
He read Edward Packard's and was like, I can do that.
Well, because that is interesting because Packard's first book was the first Choose Your Own Adventure.
And he was his editor, right? Or his publisher.
His publisher. I don't think his editor.
Right.
But yeah, Packard's first book is Sugarcane Island in 1976. So Packard just has kind of a natural gift, potentially. And Montgomery is just kind of one of those people where he has the drive and the heart, but he doesn't have the talent yet. I think it's going to develop over books, like over years. I don't want to, like I said, just completely write off the Montgomerys, but so far.
Good heavens, I hope so.
Yeah, otherwise we're in for a slog, homie. This is going to be bad.
Before, my least favorite one was Space and Beyond, but now I think it's this one.
Yeah, this one's...
Well, thank you for inviting me on this particular book.
All right, well, let's wrap it up with some housekeeping. Thanks for choosing us today, everybody. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast just so you stay on top of recent episodes. Make sure that you rate the podcast with a positive review. It just helps people find the show. It also just makes us feel good. Let's be honest.
Every 5-star review is like a warm hug.
It's like 5 hugs.
It's like 5 warm hugs.
Make sure that you check us out on Instagram just because we post memes. We post this wild stuff, just fun stuff. Make sure that you check out our Redbubble store. It's almost up. So you can find our T-shirt with our logo on it, plus some wacky fun stuff. Just for all you picky choosers out there.
Choosy pickers.
Choosy peckers, whatever you want to call yourself.
Picky choosers. I'm going to make it a thing.
Until we come up with a better name.
That's the one, baby.
And also you can email the show at, I forget what it's called. It's in the show notes. I think it's chooseyourOwnbookclub@podcast@gmail.com. And so, we'll do like a mailbag episode at some point. Yeah. Thanks for listening today, everybody.
Bye.
Well, we didn't do our...
What?
We didn't do the I'm Peter, I'm a librarian.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Then do it.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, you're the one who has to start it. I thought you were already done.
Whoa. No, I'm under pressure.
Yes.
My name's...
Russia.
Did you start? Thanks for listening.
I think so.
You might want to do that again.
Okay. Oh, fair enough.
It's because I ruined everything. Go ahead.
Well, that's the podcast in general.
Ruined it up. This is how they always end.
This is how they always start. And this is how they always middle.
With me singing some weird.
And there's 15 minutes of like cutting it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Well, thanks for listening today, everybody. My name is Peter. I'm a librarian.
My name is
Abby.
I'm
a
librarian
too.
Also. Abby in stereo.
All right. Well, thanks for listening today, everybody, and thanks for coming on today, Abby.
Yeah, it was really fun to have me, but maybe next time can I do a Packard?
No.
Oh.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Oh, our next book will be
Mystery of the Maya.
We're going from one problematic book to another.
Yay.
Well, thanks for listening today, everybody.